Studio Toolsheet. My name is Rasul Piansa from Bumigora. I'm excited to be your host for this event. First of all, I would like to start off by expressing my heartfelt thanks to all of you for taking the time to join us today. Your participation is greatly appreciated, and we are so glad that you could be here with us today. We understand that your time is valuable, and we are grateful that you have chosen to spend it with us. We promise to make it worth your while by providing valuable insight and sharing informative knowledge throughout this public lecture. So once again, a very warm welcome to all of you. We hope that you find this public lecture both engaging and informative. Ladies and gentlemen, this public lecture is conducted by the main host is IndoCEISS Banten Province, and the co-hosts are West Nusa Tenggara Province, Central Sulawesi is Kalimantan Province, Papua Province. Besides that, I would like to mention all the university partners that we have today. Universitas Bayangkara Jakarta Raya, Universitas Musamus Merauke, Universitas Tadulako, Universitas Bumigora, Universitas Mula Warman, Universitas Serang Raya Banten, Universitas Matlaul Anwar, Universitas Raharja, Stikom Insan Unggul Banten, Institut Teknologi Tangerang Selatan, or ITTS, STMIK Lombok, Universitas Teknologi Sumbawa, and the last one, STMIK Syekh Zainuddin. Before we got started, I would like to go over some important rules for today's public lecture. First, please ensure that you have a stable internet connection and are in quiet environment to minimize background noise. And please use the chat feature to ask any question you may have during the public lecture. And please keep all questions and comments respectful and relevant to the topic at hand. Any inappropriate behavior will not be tolerated. And the last one, please note that today's public lecture is being recorded for future references. These are just few guidelines to ensure that everyone has a positive and productive public lecture experience. Now let's get started with the opening. Dear participants, to start our event today, let's start it by singing the national anthem. All right, thank you so much. And now let's continue it by praying. We pray using our own religion. Praying is started. Praying is done. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, Honorable Mr. Taisheng, PhD, the CEO of Matrix Slate. Honorable Mr. TBI Munandar as the Regional Chair of IndoCEISS Banten Province. Honorable Dr. Insinyur Anta Ahmad Kasim as the moderator of this public lecture, and honorable to all participants. Ladies and gentlemen, the first agenda is an opening speech from the chair of IndoCEISS Banten Province to Mr. TB Aimunandar. The stage is yours.
Thank you, Mr. Restu. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and good morning and welcome also to our practitioner guest lecturer webinar. First of all, I would like to apologize if there is a mistake in pronouncing the name, especially for Mr. Tai Cheng. And good morning, Mr. Cheng, and welcome to our practitioner guest lecture webinar. First of all, I would like to introduce myself. My name is TB Aimunandar, and I'm a chairperson of IndoCEISS from Banten Province. And I'm honored to be here with you today. And first and foremost, I would like also to extend my heartfelt gratitude to you, Mr. Cheng, to our distinguished speakers. Mr. Cheng, he is a CEO of Matrix Lead, and thank you for joining us and sharing us for your valuable insight with us in Indonesia. I also want to thank to the chairperson of IndoCEISS from another province, Papua, West Nusa Tenggara, Central Sulawesi, and East Kalimantan for their continuous support and dedication. Your efforts, I think, are truly appreciated. And a special thanks to our university partners too, and for their collaboration, and to all the participants for attending this event. We are thrilled to have 265 registered participants for this event, including lecturers, practitioners, and students. I also would like to convey our apologies as the General Chairperson of IndoCEISS is unable to deliver the opening speech today and formally inaugurate this event due to the prior commitments. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a short description about Matrix Lead. Matrix Lead is specialized in empowering spreadsheet users by offering advanced technological solutions to enhance productivity and business processes. They provide ready-to-use apps, tailored application, SWES, and training services to optimize the use of spreadsheets, of course. Their tools help user format formulas, verify errors, detect bottlenecks, and automate processes, of course, when we use spreadsheets. The team behind Matrix Lead, including Mr. Cheng, includes experts with deep experience, I think, in computer science, programming, and static analysis, aiming to bring advanced insight and tool to everyday spreadsheet users. This webinar is expected to provide new insight to all of us and on how to optimize the use of AI-based spreadsheet using existing tools, such as those developed by Matrix Lead. I think it must keep us beneficial to how to use a spreadsheet more optimized. I think that's all that I can say, and thank you once again for your participation, especially for our guest speaker today. Thank you, Mr. Cheng, once again, and I hope this webinar provides valuable knowledge and foster meaningful discussion for us, especially. Enjoy the event. Thank you, and Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you so much, Mr. TB Aimunandar, as the chairperson of IndoCEISS Banten Province. Ladies and gentlemen, the next session is the main agenda, Practitioner Public Lecture session. This event or this session will be led by Dr. Engineer Anita Ahmad Kasim. But before that, I would like to introduce you a little bit about her. Dr. Anita Ahmad Kasim is the chair lady of IndoCEISS Central Sulawesi, UNTAD. And she is from Campus Bumi Tadulako Tondo. She was an expert on research method class, informatic research, data structure, and many more. Her current achievement, she was chosen as the best lecturer in the Faculty of Technique at her university. So, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to directly invite Dr. Engineer Anita Ahmad Kasim to the stage. The stage is yours.
Okay. Thank you for the chance, Mr. Restu, our great MC for today. Thank you very much. Okay. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for preparing yourself to join our Practitioner Public Lecture. The Honorable Mr. T. Cheng, PhD, CEO of Matrix Lead. Welcome to our Practitioner Public Lecture. Respectable to the Chairman of IndoCEISS Banten, Bapak Dr. TBI Munandar, the Chair Lady IndoCEISS Nusa Tenggara Barat, the Chair Lady IndoCEISS Kalimantan Timur, Chairman IndoCEISS Papua, and the Chair Lady of Sulawesi Tengah. The Honorable all the participants of this lecture, I am Anita Ahmad Kasim, the moderator of today's lecture. I am very pleased to see you here in this Zoom room and welcome you to this practitioner public lecture. And our topic lecture for today is about AI-based spreadsheet optimization using 10 Studio Toolset. And here, already joined with us our great speaker today. The speaker is Mr. T. Cheng, PhD, CEO of Matrix Lead. Hello, Mr. Cheng.
Hello,
Okay,
can you hear
nice
me?
to meet you. Okay, nice to meet you. Let me introduce you to our participant today. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. T. Cheng, PhD, is a world-class expert and computer scientist in spreadsheet language, programming, risks, and technology, creator of several innovative software for Microsoft Excel and Google Sheet. His research area are spreadsheet language and functional programming language, program analysis, static analysis, verification, formal method, abstract interpretation, and end-user programming. He also IT expertise, software development in functional programming language like OCaml, full-stack web development such as JavaScript, React, and AngularJS, ERP such as SAP and Odoo, and other expertise. He is an entrepreneur, technology transfer, business developer, marketing and sales, product project and team management, popularization of computer science. Mr. Cheng is a research engineer at INRIA, French Institute for Research in Computer Science and Automatization. His interests range from spreadsheet language, programming, and technology. Prior to that, pursue his PhD entitled Static Analysis of Spreadsheet Application in INRIA and École Polytechnique NENS Paris, France. Obtained master degree in theoretical computer science from École Polytechnique France. Work in UBS Investment Bank London as a quant developer, which involved lots of programming in Excel and VBA. Work in Total Belgium, complete master degree in Management of Information System from Mainz, Paris Tech, France, and enrolled to special class in Informatics of Northeast UK School, China, and began learning programming from 10 years old. Mr. Cheng, sorry, I have a lot of your pitch of your CV, and I think it will take me a long time to read it. So I just pick a few for the information of today's participant. But in general, our speaker have expertise in the field of AI, especially in spreadsheet management, right? Okay. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, before the presentation begin, let me inform you how the presentation will be going on. Mr. Cheng will be invited to present the material. During the presentation, participant can ask question to the speaker in the chat or Q&A column, and the question will be discussed during the Q&A session. You can also ask question directly to Mr. Cheng during the Q&A session by using the raise hand feature in your Zoom. And now, allow me to welcome the speaker, Mr. T. Cheng, PhD, the CEO of Matrix Leaks, to deliver the presentation. The stage is yours. Please, Mr. Cheng.
It says host disabled participant screen sharing.
Okay.
I guess.
Okay. Computer, please.
You can share your material, Mr. Cheng.
Oh, okay. I think I can
Please share your material.
share now. Yeah, I can share now.
Yeah.
Can you see my screen?
Yes.
It's a PPT.
Yes.
Oh, sorry. Okay, that's great. Let's start.
Okay. Maybe you can slide share your material. Yeah. Okay.
It's okay. Yeah, right. Okay, let's start. So the title of this speech is Spreadsheet Risks, Language, Programming, and AI. I'm T. Cheng, CEO of Matrix Lead. So first, thank you very much for the organizers. Thank you very much to IndoCEISS, the organizers. Actually, Indonesia is an important country for our software. The users from Indonesia represent 5% of our global users. So it's ranked the third country just after India and the US. Yeah. And the plan of this speech is first, I will present some background. I will present who I am. And then we will talk about spreadsheet risks, spreadsheet language, because I think this might be something that lots of attendees are not aware of. And then I will talk about the spreadsheet programming. And during I present spreadsheet language, I will do some demonstration. In the end, I will present two AI tools, AI added tools, AI added formula editor, and the spreadsheet AI. I will do a demonstration. Okay, first, who am I? So I was born in China. I'm a Chinese, and I started to learn programming in at 10 years old, yeah, and I entered a specialized class in informatics of IndoCEISS in our province, in Liaoning province, if you know, in northeast of China. And then after the high school, I went to France, Paris, France. I started with Sorbonne University in Paris. So it's always, the major was always computer science. And then I went to Mines Paris PSL. So it's an engineering school. The major was management of information systems. So it's related to computer science as well, but it's more applied to how to manage big systems, big computer systems in companies. And then after the graduation of master, I went to Brussels to join Total Petrochemical. So it's a big company of big French company. And I started with a job of process expert, SAP. I don't know if you know SAP. It's like PeopleSoft. It's a big system used by many people in companies. So there are a management of sales, purchasing, logistics, supply chain, etc., etc. Yeah. So it was not a software development, but it was mainly information systems. And then after 2 years, I went to London. I joined the UBS Investment Bank. It was in this position as a quant developer. It was in this position I coded lots of spreadsheets. At that moment, we coded VBA a lot, formulas as well, and for trading desks, for trading assistants, traders, etc. So, so in this job, what I really enjoyed is that I really like to make long and complex formulas in Excel to achieve some really powerful automatic tasks. So it's like playing Lego, but the formulas were really hard to understand. But I enjoyed that a lot. I learned computer science programming, of course, previously. I learned Pascal, C, C++, but I found that spreadsheets was different. The paradigm of spreadsheets was different from what I learned previously. So it's a cute and concise paradigm, but there were lots of limitations as well. But regardless of limitations, it was still lovely, cute, and powerful. And at that moment, I really fell in love with spreadsheets, and I wrote a paper about Excel functional programming. So in this paper, I represent different ways of achieve hard tasks by composing spreadsheet functions with long spreadsheet formulas. And then I met a group of people, USPRIC. I don't know if you have heard about that. USPRIC, European Spreadsheet Risk Interests Group. They hold annual events every year, mainly in England, in London, and sometimes in other European countries. So these are a group of people who like spreadsheets like me and who are practitioners. For example, this year in July, they just held an annual event in London. And at that moment, they published some papers from practitioners, some talks, etc. And this year, the speakers was invited speakers was Andy Gordon and some other great researchers from Microsoft. So with these people, I learned that okay, there are also other people who invested a lot on spreadsheet technology, etc., etc. And also at that moment, I met a few researchers from Microsoft, from INRA in France, etc., etc. So after this reflections, after this thought, I found that so this topic, spreadsheet topic is a technology topic, educational, societal, and controversial topic as well. So first, spreadsheets are error prone. At that moment, there were not enough tools around spreadsheets. There were Excel, but I think at that moment, Excel lacked lots of functionalities, especially for coding good formulas. So in terms of toolings, there was a large room of improvement at that moment. But on the other side, there were millions of people who use Excel. So it's in London, in every country, lots of people use spreadsheets to build their models, to manage their budget, and every job is almost like every job needs spreadsheets. And I really enjoyed helping people at that moment. So I found that a little guidance to these people could ease their work significantly. And also because I came from a computer science programming point of view, I felt that helping them on spreadsheets, on Excel, opened a window for them to programming. So this is something very special for me, yeah. Okay, then since the PhD, okay, then I decided to go back to France and started a PhD in spreadsheets. Yeah, because this is a topic which I was really obsessed with, and then I joined the Antic team of IndoCEISS, CNRS, INRIA. Formerly, the Antic team was named Abstraction. The IndoCEISS is a great school in France. It's called École Normale Supérieure in Paris. And CNRS, INRIA is important as well. The full name is French Institute for Research in Computer Science and Automation. So traditionally, this lab focuses on research and static analysis of classic programming languages, for example, C, Java, C++, etc. And they have published, released very successful software named Astre. The software is used to verify critical software such as avionics. Yeah, and the software is commercialized by a German company and is well used in big companies like Boeing, etc. And because I was interested in spreadsheets, and I started with a PhD titled Static Analysis of Spreadsheet Applications. So the idea is to treat spreadsheet functions and formulas as a programming language. So it's not just a software, it's a programming language now. And we consider spreadsheets as applications. It's not just the data. It's like an application that people can execute. And we apply static analysis to spreadsheets. So, and then we try to verify semantics and abstract properties of spreadsheets in a sound manner. So here we try to verify abstract properties rather than concrete properties. So when we say concrete properties, like, okay, this value, this formula, that formula, and then we are interested in abstraction of these concrete values. For example, we abstract the data types, formula shapes, table zones, correctness, computational cost, consistency, etc. So on the right hand here, this is a painting from Dutch artist Piet Mondrian. So it's just an analogy of our methodology. It's like a spreadsheet with lots of zones, areas, and with different properties. So it's just an analogy of our idea or approach. And now I introduced, so what are spreadsheet risks? What are the problems here? So spreadsheet software is one of the world's most popular software systems with 750 million to 2 billion users. It's really everywhere, and I think it's the most. I consider it is the most successful software since over 50 years. Yeah. But spreadsheet software such as Microsoft Excel and Google Sheets prioritizes flexibility over maintainability and robustness because they want to achieve a big market share, because they want to lower the entry barrier. So they they prioritize flexibilities. But as a consequence, we can find that there are lots of large and complex spreadsheets. They are everywhere. They are very common, and it's hard and uncertain and time-consuming to maintain and revise these spreadsheets. As a consequence, spreadsheet errors are quite common. So we can, so in Uspreg, we collect lots of horror stories. For example, in the very beginning of pandemics, an improper use of Excel caused 16,000 cases of COVID-19 to go missing from official data in England. That was a horror story. And in 2013 at JP Morgan, spreadsheet errors were considered as a critical factor of their 6 billion euro trading losses. And the experts estimate that every year, spreadsheet problems, spreadsheet risks cost 7 billion euros every year. So poorly controlled spreadsheet risks cause productivity and financial loss in business and serious negative impacts in society. And then let's talk about spreadsheet language. So traditionally, people didn't think a spreadsheet language was a programming language. 10 years ago, people didn't consider spreadsheet like that. But spreadsheet language has significantly evolved over the past 10 years. Here, I will do some demo. I will talk about two important features that were added to Microsoft Excel. It is dynamic arrays and lambda function. Okay, so I will start the demo. Can you see Excel, Microsoft Excel?
Yes, of course.
Okay, great. That's great. Okay, so here, this is a worksheet. It's a very easy worksheet. So I just want to add some number to the numbers on the left-hand side, equal. So lots of people, traditional people, do it like this. They will write the first formula equal to B3 plus 10 and copy this formula and paste it to the other cells. This is what lots of people usually do. And now with arrays, we can do equal this array, this range plus 10. So it does the same thing. But here we can see that there is a blue border. Yeah, and we add, so we consider the input array is B3 to B8, and we add 10 to this array, and the formula returns an array. Okay. So here let's do a minus. Traditionally, people will do B12 minus minus C12, and copy this formula, paste it to other cells. Okay, and we can do that now. We can do that with arrays. We can do is equal to this array minus this array, and it returns an array. You see, so rather than calculate, using lots of small formulas on each cells, we can use just one formula which takes array as arguments and return array as arguments. Okay, so here there is a table on the left-hand side, A, B, C, D with some number. And here there is some data, B, D, E, C. And I want to do a XLOOKUP. So XLOOKUP is like a updated version of VLOOKUP. XLOOKUP. H4, this array, and this array. Yes, and we can find out. So B, the value which matches B is 2. Yeah, and we copy this. So why there is no C? Sorry, we need to use absolute references. Okay. Okay, that's better. Okay, so we can achieve with 4 formulas here, 4 similar formulas in different cells. But we can also do XLOOKUP. This array and this array with that. So we take array as input and we return an entire array as a result. You see the idea. So here the idea is that the important takeaway is that array became native in Microsoft Excel in spreadsheets. So the engine supports array for all the functions, for VLOOKUP, for addition, minus, for match, for all the functions, support array natively. So as a result, spreadsheet, especially Microsoft Excel, can be considered as a array programming language. There are other array programming languages like MATLAB, like R. So with these languages, manipulating array is easy. So now manipulating array in Microsoft Excel is easy as well. So when we code that, we need to, I suggest to thinking in arrays rather than thinking in cells and cells, thinking in arrays. Try to use arrays, yeah. Now let's introduce lambda function. So this is really something huge. Yeah. Let's start with, okay, equal lambda x plus 1, 3. What it returns? Okay, so it returns 4. So what does it mean? What does this formula mean? x is the so here we define a function with lambda. The parameter of the function is x, and the body of the function is x plus 1. And then we apply the function to 3. As a result, the return of the function is 3 plus 1 is 4. Okay, and we can do another x minus 1, 3 is 2. Yeah, and here we define a function with the body x minus 1, and we apply that function to 3. As a result, it returns true. Okay, and what's more, we can give a name to the function that we define. With so here I didn't mention I'm using Excel Online. Excel Online, so it's like a smaller version of Excel for Windows, if you like. There is a name manager here, and we can define a name. For example, we define a name +1. Refer to here, we can write a lambda function and save it. Okay, and then we can use it plus, I think so. I think yes, I think +1, yeah. You see, we define the function in name manager by lambda, and then we can call it in formula +1. Let's define another one, -1. Refer to lambda x. Minus. So it's 2. Yeah, that's great. Okay, so this is one feature of lambda function. We can give a name to lambda function. And then we can also achieve recursion with lambda function. Let's define a function factorial fact. And the body should be lambda. We take the function needs to have one parameter n, and if n is bigger than 1, is greater than 1, then we return n times fact n minus 1. Is correct, right? And then if n is equal to 1, we return 1. So that's a basic idea. We don't consider when the case when n is smaller than 1, for example. What's wrong with that? Oh, sorry. Lambda and okay, I think we need to. I think that should be. Okay, I think that should be better. Okay, that should be better. Okay, let's try it. Fact 3, so it's 6. Fact 4 is 24. So the result is correct. Let's look at the relook at the body of fact. So the function takes one argument n, and the body is if n is greater than 1, we return n times factor of n minus 1. Otherwise, we return 1. So it's a recursion. And then what's more, moreover, we can achieve higher order functions. For example, we can say lambda, not lambda, let's say, yes, lambda f3 plus 1. Does it work? Yeah, it works. And let's say lambda f3 minus 1. 2, yeah. So let me explain. What does it mean? Here, we define a function with lambda. The function takes one parameter f, and the body of the function is the application of f to 3. And we can pass a function that we just defined plus 1 to this function. So that means higher order function. Higher order function means that we take function as arguments of other functions. It works. And here, so we just change the input. We use -1. We use another function that we just defined, and we pass to the function this function, and it returns the good result too. This is higher order function. So here, so all these features are important features for in functional programming language. So as a result, today with lambda function, spreadsheet language became a full-fledged programming language, and it is a functional programming language. What does it mean? It means that functions are treated as first-class citizens. There are other functional programming languages like OCaml, like Haskell, Scala, etc., etc. Yeah, but spreadsheet language now is a special type functional programming language. It's also the most popular functional programming language in the world, if you like. And I also said that because of the dynamic arrays, because of the array feature spreadsheet, it's also an array programming language. So it's very interesting. It's a very interesting programming language. So now, let's talk about spreadsheet programming. Then with all these means, with all these features, all these capabilities of Microsoft or spreadsheets, the purpose is to code automatic, powerful, safe, robust, efficient spreadsheets. Yeah. So for users, users need to know these features, these capabilities, and apply them, use them, leverage them to better code Excel, better code automatic spreadsheets. And for researchers and software makers, our purpose is to build better tools. From Microsoft, so our contribution is to build the 10 Studio toolset. So I will present our tools one by one. For some tools, for a few tools, I just will talk about it. And for the AI tools, I will demonstrate them in the end. So we started with a spreadsheet verificator. And this is what I did a lot in my PhD. So the idea is to verify spreadsheets by types, because type checking is very common in functional programming languages. Type checking is very useful, it's very powerful. And if a program passes type checking, 80% of the chance that the code is correct. And then, so our approach was to apply type checking to spreadsheets in a sound manner. So for example, if we meet in a formula, the addition of a string and an integer, there must be some problems in this formula and in other formulas as well, precedent formulas or later formulas, especially precedent formulas. If we find the multiplication of date and integer is absurd as well, there must be some problem. So we use these kind of type mismatches to track errors in spreadsheets. So either we can find errors and point them out to users, like we show that in this screenshot, or we can prove that the spreadsheet is free from these kind of type errors. And also at the time, we wrote a prototype for VBA code. So not only we analyze the spreadsheet, the formulas in spreadsheet, but also we analyze the VBA code. Yeah. And we consider the VBA macros and the spreadsheet formulas as a whole spreadsheet applications as whole components of spreadsheet applications. And we also developed a bottleneck detector. So here we are interested in the speed, the efficiency of spreadsheets, because there are lots of large and slow spreadsheets in industry, and users, it can take several minutes for user to open or run a spreadsheet. And facing this problem, we published the bottleneck detector. The idea is to identify which ranges of the formula slow down the spreadsheets, and especially which part of the formula slows down a formula. So we try to be precise and identifying the part, the bottleneck part. So this is the idea. So for example, here in the screenshot, we can detect the slow sheets, detect the slow ranges, and the problematic formulas, the ranges are identified with in red. Yeah. Sorry. And then we are also interested in the consistency of formulas. Because there are lots of functions that we users can use. There are, I don't know, there are 300, more than 300 Excel functions that we can use, users can use. So there are lots of ways to achieve the same goal by different functions. So we try to identify the formulas which will be better rewritten, which are not optimized in terms of readability, in terms of simplicity and maintenance. So here, for example, when we see the pattern with if is error A1, B1, A1, we can rewrite it with the function if error. If error is a later introduced function. Yeah, so I think there are still a part of Excel users who do not know the existence of if error. And in that case, we suggest that they can use better functions to simplify their formulas. And here, for example, here, this is a nested if. And we identified nested if, and we optimized that with ifs. Ifs was a later introduced function as well. It's better than nested if. It's more readable than nested if. It's easier to maintain. So there are lots of patterns like this, and we try to evaluate which patterns are better and which patterns are really better in the case of this spreadsheet of the users, etc. And we propose the better rewriting and reorganization of formulas. So this is the purpose of Spreadsheet Optimizer. And now the era of AI arrived. Yeah. So in the era of AI, we started to leverage the power of AI and add AI powers to our tools to achieve the same goals. That means we try to help user make safe, robust, efficient, powerful, automatic spreadsheets. So the goal is the same, but we add more AI capabilities. Okay, so let's do some demos. So I will introduce two tools, AI Added Formula Editor and Spreadsheet AI. Okay. So this is still Excel Online. So most of our tools can be found are published in Microsoft Office Store. Maybe some students are still not aware of Microsoft Office Store. So here we can go enter the store by File, Get Add-ins, visit the add-in store, and Store. So there are hundreds of add-ins developed by Microsoft and other third-party companies here in the store. Let's look for AI Added Formula Editor, and here it is. We added to our Excel. We need to agree to the above terms and condition. continue. Okay, so here we can see there is a task pane opened on the right-hand side. I think most of the add-ins use task pane on the right-hand side to display their interface. Yeah. So what is AI added formula? So it's a modern editor. It's a modern editor for spreadsheet formulas. For spreadsheet formulas, and it can help users edit, write, optimize, verify their formulas in a modern editor. Mm-hmm. Let's do an example. So first, lots of people use this feature to try to generate formulas from their spoken languages. Mm-hmm. For example, we can, there are some easy ones. Sum of A1 to be 200, we submit that and it returns a formula, sum of A1 to be 200. Sorry, let me change something, verify something. Preferences, okay, that's good. Okay. Okay, so here there is a table on the left-hand side with some sales ID, item sales, etc., etc. And let's generate a formula like filter all the rows of the range A2 to C9 that have Apple in column B. We will see if it can return a good formula. We submit that. Okay, I think that's great. Okay, sorry, we need, let me put that in a good place. Okay, I think that may be better. Okay, we can click the control. We can see that, okay, the sum that was the previous test. And we can look at this filter. It returns a formula. It returned a formula filter A2, C2, B2, B9 equal to Apple. And it also evaluates this formula. And this is the result preview. And we think it's good. It's the formula that we are looking for. And then we can rewrite this formula to the spreadsheets. Yeah. So this is the generation of formula by AI from spoken languages. Yeah. And moreover, what we can do is, for example, when we edit formulas, we can select a part of it and see the evaluation. For example, we hover on A2 to C9, we see the evaluation value here. And then we see the explanation. The explanation comes from AI. The explanation of this part of the formula inside the entire formula. So let's see how it explains filter. First, it gives evaluation. So this is the table. And then it says that the formula is used to extract and display rows from the range where the current number of cells in column B contain the word Apple. So I think that's correct, right? So it comes from AI, yeah. So this is formula generation and formula explanation. Now I will let's look at some harder formulas. Okay, that's better. So here, this is a existing formula in my cell with a lambda function. Okay, with lambda function, and we try to users may try to understand what's the purpose of this lambda function, and we hover on it. We select that and hover on it. We see the evaluation value 5, and the AI explains that, okay, the function calculates the square root of the sum of the squares of two numbers. Okay, so it explains that step by step. This is the formula explanation. And then let's see examples of optimization. So here is the optimization of nested if, and we see the yellow and the line, and we hover on that, we see the hinting. So the formula if, nested if, can be replaced by ifs. And I also attached some, we also attached some explanation videos. So we can have a quick fix here, replace, and we replace the old formula with a better formula. So here is another example of if is error. We hover on that, and it proposes rewriting. We can quick replace the formula with a better function. So there are lots of patterns like that. What I demonstrated is easy patterns. And we also have introduced important features like formula formatting. Let's take a good, yeah, I think this is better, yeah. Here, I have several very long formulas. And long formulas are quite common in industry. And it's hard for users to read them, understand them. So here we use our own algorithm to try to format the long formulas in a smart way to make them easy to understand. So we can see the structure of the formulas easily. So it's a nested if with some mid function, some search function, etc. And plus, now we can use AI explanation and evaluation to see the precise part. And we can adjust the limits. We can tune the length limits of the formula and to have other understanding. For example, we tune the parameters here, and we see the different kind of formatting. It helps the understanding. So here are other spreadsheets. Here are other formulas. The formulas are formatted. Say, maybe like that. We can tune the length limit to get a better understanding. So here, there's optimization as well. Yes, that's better. And it says that, okay, this with the nested if in this formula can be optimized by ifs function. Yeah, this view is better. So it's a if with the or. So the or is the important part. Or function is the important part of this formula, and with these items. So it's quite clear with this formatting. Okay, so this is the end of the demonstration of AI added formula editor. And then let's look at Spreadsheet AI. Okay, so first, the Spreadsheet AI has a chat copilot. So this is what I wrote earlier. So it's like a chat GPT, if you like. And we can ask anything around spreadsheet. Hello, what can you do for me? It says that it can help me in data analysis, charts, graphs, and data visualization, etc., etc. So what's more, so on top of the ChatGPT, what's more is that users can upload their data and formulas to the chat to undertake analysis. Let's do some demonstration. For example, here, there are some data in the spreadsheet, and we can upload them to the chat, import the value of the selection. We can double check that to see if the Copilot understands it well. What's the value of M6, the cell M6, for example? Okay, the value of the cell M6 is France. So now in the head of the chat, it has a spreadsheet. It knows the data in the spreadsheet, the cells, etc., etc. And then we can ask the Copilot to do some data enrichment, for example. For example, give me a table with their capitals. Okay, so it returned a table with capitals. And we can write this table back to spreadsheets. Okay. Let's take another example. So here we open a new chat. First, we import the values to the Copilot. Let's double check it. What's the value of M7? The M7 is Tony@matrixlead.com, so it's correct. And then we can say, give me a table of work emails. When we say work emails, it means a company email. Yeah, for example, at matrixlead.com, at capgemini.com, at coca-cola.com. So it correctly returned the result. And we can write back to the spreadsheets. So now the ChatGPT uses the knowledge outside our workbook to complete the data analysis. That's great, right? And we can undertake the data transformation. We first upload this value to the Copilot. And then we say, give me a table with phone numbers without dash characters. Yeah, I think that's great. The value is good. So not only it returned the values without dash characters, but also it proposed Excel formula to realize that. Okay, so we need to change the format. Okay, that's the good result. So you see the idea of using the idea of importing data to the Copilot and do data analysis. Moreover, we can analyze formulas. We can upload the formulas of the spreadsheet to the Copilot and analyze formulas. This is actually, there are a few tools which can analyze data, spreadsheet data, but there are not many, but I think we are the only tool who is interested in analyzing formulas because we come from a spreadsheet programming point of view, and we accent a lot on analyzing formulas. Let's look at this example. So users can select a range of their spreadsheet and import values and formulas of the selection. Okay, so it already gives the explanation of the formulas, and we can say again, ask them to could you explain the formulas of L10 to so it will explain formulas that when users can't understand a part of formulas, he can use this feature to understand formulas. Okay. So formula debugging. So this is similar to, sorry, I think I made a mistake. Let's open new chat here. We can upload this area because there is an error, and we want to know why there is an error here. And we upload this part to the chat and to see what it says. It explains the formula. However, do know that your list value have an error in K11, which suggests there might be a static value data entry error, or the formula may not have been computed and updated in your current view of the document. Okay, let's ask him to be precise. Could you explain why there is an error in K11? Okay, so the copilot points out that so he's listing lots of the reasons. Okay, let's look at the conclusion. The primary reason for the error in K11 is likely due to the trailing spaces or non-visible characters causing exclude club to miss the exact match. Yeah, and indeed, here, after Lily, there is a trailing space here. And that's the reason why it can't find Lily on the table on the left-hand side. So the copilot is quite smart.
Terima kasih.
He can help us to debug. Sorry. And it can help us to optimize formulas as well. For example, here, this is a nested if. We can first upload the formula. And then could you optimize it with ifs? We give it some hints. We suggest to use ifs to do some optimization. And he answers, we can use this formula to replace the old formula. Okay. So this is the idea. So we can, the AI chat copilot can analyze data as well as formulas. Optimization, explanation, debugging, extra. And we can discuss with the copilot and work on it. And then there are another feature of the Spreadsheet AI add-in, which is called Spreadsheet AI functions. The idea is to have that we introduce several functions based on AI to do the calculation or analysis. When we type SAI dot, we see all the functions that we proposed. The most important one is, the most popular one is SAI ask. And there are, I think, 17 functions that we proposed, we introduced. For example, with SAI ask, we can say, give me a random country. Okay, it gives Brazil. So we can ask anything to construct the prompt and send the prompt to AI, then get the result. For example, let's do some data manipulation here. Let's say SAI ask, join the table. These two tables. Okay, I think the result is correct. It proceeded a left join of these two tables, and we can see 4 items: order, customer, item ID, country. It combined the 2 tables. When we can also combine the 3 tables, L2 to M5, I think, yes. Yes, and it returned a summary table. The result is correct. Let's do some other table or operations. For here, we ask SAI.ask, remove the customers listed in this table from this table. Okay, I think the result is correct. So it removed the Lucy and it removed the Jim, but there was no Jim. There is no Jim here, so it removed the Lucy. The result is correct. And here with this table, let's say SAI ask, give me a summary table of each customer and their expenses from. Okay, so you see we have 3 customers, T, Lucy, and Amber, and it adds up their expenses. The result is correct. So as long as you can express your requirement by natural languages and the table references, the range and cell, as long as you can express your need by them, and you can construct your prompt, send it to a SAI.ask function, and gets the result. This is very powerful. And besides SAI ask, we introduced several specialized AI functions. Let's look at, there is a doc here. Yeah, here this is doc. So you can see the description and how to use the function precisely in the documentation. There are examples here. And there are functions for data manipulations, functions for content analysis, functions for table generation. Let's take an example of SAI format. So it's used to format values. SAI format. Let's take T, this C3, and we say uppercase. Okay, we see that T became uppercase in the return value. And here, let's take an example of extract some data from some data. Yeah. Here, extract this, let's say color. Okay, so it could extract blue from the sentence. And one way is to apply to other cells is just to copy this function to other cells. Let's say if it works. and it will evaluate the formulas one by one. It works, right? And here we can copy this formula to other cells. It works, but we introduced array functions, the array version of the for these functions. Let's say format array. Then we can take this array as input, uppercase, and send this prompt to AI and get array as a result. You see, rather than sending 5 prompts to AI, we send 1 prompt to AI and return, get 1 array as a return. Here, as AI extract array, color. Well, it doesn't work. I think it's let's try it again. Well, it doesn't work. It's AI. Okay, finally we have a case where AI doesn't work. Let's try it again. Extract array. Okay, let's try it here. Let's work. Color. Well, it doesn't work. For color, color it work. It doesn't work. And let's say format array this lowercase. You see it works. Okay, so it works. So array function, the reason why we introduced the array versions of these AI function is that array functions are indispensable when users want to chain arrays. Yeah, and they have to use array functions to chain array calculations. Yeah, so they are must-have in these cases. Okay, so this is the ending of the Spreadsheet AI add-in. Let's back to the presentation. So to conclude this talk, we have seen spreadsheet risks. This might be some topic that you were not aware of, because lots of people think of a spreadsheet as just a software and it's not that important extra. But spreadsheet risks are really serious topic. And there are millions and millions of people in the world who use spreadsheets in their job. And we need to take spreadsheets serious. And spreadsheet language. Spreadsheets became a full-fledged programming language. It's a functional programming language. It's a cute language. It's an array programming language, actually. And this is a really lovely programming language. And spreadsheet programming, we show some principles of spreadsheet programming with tools and without tools, with AI powers and without AI powers. So in the end, to conclude, I think spreadsheets embody quintessence of spreadsheet programming languages. It's a legacy of human intelligence with regard to AI, if you like. And as you can see, AI and AI-added tools are revolutionizing spreadsheet work. They are very capable and they make users very productive. Like the AI tools that we make, they are very very powerful. And we can foresee that there are still lots of, it's just the beginning. It's just the beginning of an era. we can foresee that there will be lots of change in the future. And the changes will be driven by three factors, we think. The AI, of course, and then other techniques are still their places. For example, static analysis. We see that AI can return error. So there's no doubt AI is not 100% reliable. In this case, other techniques, for example, static analysis, verification, can complete AI technology to make the result better, to verify the result, etc., etc. And then human adoption is another important factor, because the more spreadsheet knowledge users master, the better they can leverage the tools. AI multiplies the productivity of a person, right? And it multiplies the productivity of your own productivity. Yeah. So if you know better spreadsheet knowledge, and the better you can leverage tools. That's why we put a lot of accent on the education of spreadsheet fundamentals. And here, in a fast-moving, exciting era, Matrix Lead aims to be at the forefront of the trend and aims to get the users with our research or software, such as Studio toolset, with lectures and training, for example, this webinar, and services as well. For example, we provide service to companies to build spreadsheets from end to end. And you can contact me at by email, and you can follow my LinkedIn, just search T-Cheng, and YouTube channel, T-Cheng Spreadsheet Language Programming AI. So I think this is the end of the presentation. Okay, so now is the time for question. I think I can stop share here, right?
Okay, thank you, Mr. Cheng. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for your insightful presentation. Okay, I'm sure the participant has learned a lot from you today, a lot of new information about using Excel, very technical and very interesting examples of formulas given. Also, how AI spreadsheet is used in Excel. It's very interesting, Mr. Cheng. And some important points that I underlined in your presentation are: spreadsheet software is one of the world's most popular software system. Spreadsheet software priorities flexibility over maintainability and robustness consequences. Large, complex spreadsheets are common, uncertain, time-consuming, hard to maintain and revise. Spreadsheet error are common, and the poorly controlled spreadsheet risk cause productivity and financial loss in business and serious negative impacts in society. That's why we need to learn to use spreadsheet software to reduce the impact on society. It's very insightful knowledge for the audience. Okay, all right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the Q&A session, question and answer session. We have summarized the question in the Q&A column, and we will read the question one by one. Mr. Cheng, for the first question from Ahmad Dedi, regarding to spreadsheet verification at your tools, what features does the spreadsheet verificator offer to ensure the data accuracy?
Okay, so if we come back to spreadsheet verificator, the idea is to verify the spreadsheet by type checking. And it's important to note that when we type check, when we found some type mismatches in a formula, for example, if we find that the multiplication of days and integer, of course, there is something wrong with the current formula, the formula with the multiplication. But probably there was some problem. There are some problem in its precedent formulas, precedent data, which causes the type mismatches of the current formula. So, for example, when you say data crisis, if the input data are not consistent, are not correct. So it's it's possible that the formulas which depend on this data have some incorrect value, and the formulas after that, which depend on these formulas, have some inconsistent value. And then finally, we reach the formula where we find the type mismatches. So it's a whole chain. So we use type errors, type mismatches as a track as a index for the problems of the spreadsheets.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Cheng. So we have to ensure formula depends on the data to ensure the accuracy, right? Okay, and then we go to the second question from Muhammad Hamzah. What types of the data analysis can the Spreadsheet AI chat copilot perform?
Well, I have demonstrated several features. Yeah, I just I forgot to demonstrate one thing. If you try our tool, you can find a small button on the top of the chat is examples. In the examples, we have listed many examples of data analysis and data and formula analysis. For example, I have shown that data enrichment, data transformation, fuzzy filtering. So I think as long as you can, with the chat, with the Copilot, is that as long as you can express your requirements with that, it can give you some kind of results. Yeah. Okay. So just try to think out of box and upload your data to the chat and see, ask him what you want to achieve. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Next, the third question from Susilawati. I already visited the site of the 10studio.com, and there are many tools that you develop, including AI edit formula. How does the AI edit formula editor help with complex formula creation in Excel? And she mean the procedure.
Well, I think as I presented, if I conclude that you can generate formula, this feature is the most used by our users. So generation of formula from natural language, right? And formula explanation and formula evaluation, you can select a part of formula and see the evaluation value. And there are error but I forgot to show that there are, and when there are some errors in a formula, there will be some hintings, and we can check the hintings. For example, there is a missing of the parentheses, there is a missing of parameters, a useless symbol, etc., etc. So it's like a full capable modern editor for spreadsheet languages. So you must use Visual Studio, for example, to code C, JavaScript, etc. So we make an editor for spreadsheet functions and formulas, and which also have AI capabilities.
Okay, thank you. We still have one question from Rahmat Hidayat from Q&A column. How to use AI spreadsheet to process missing analyze data?
Sorry, I don't understand the question. Could you please repeat?
Oh, how to use AI spreadsheet to process missing data analyze?
Missing data analyze. Well,
Yeah.
I think so. I think you are talking about Spreadsheet AI tool. I think I would just select the area of the data and then upload to the chat copilot and ask him if there is some missing data. I don't know if you already know where the data is missing or not. Yeah, so if, for example, if you see some error in the value of your spreadsheet, just select the area and upload the formulas and data to the chat copilot and to see why there is an error. Probably the error is due to some missing data in some other areas.
Okay.
This is what I would do.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Cheng, for the answer and detailed explanation about AI with spreadsheet. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, we also invite participants who want to ask question directly. Please click raise hand and unmute your audio, and please ask Mr. Cheng directly. Okay. Anyone raise hand? Okay. Mr. Cheng, we have still one question from Q&A. How can the bottleneck detector identify and resolve performance issue in a workbook?
Sorry, what issue?
How can the bottleneck detector identify and resolve performance issue
And resolved. What is
resolve performance issue in a workbook?
I don't know what is resolved issue.
Resolve performance. Envi Nur Afiliani Susanti, maybe you want to ask directly to Mr. Cheng. What's the resolve performance issues in workbook? Maybe any example?
What is resolved?
Resolve performance issue. This is in the bottleneck detector identify.
Yeah, what is resolved identify performance issue? I don't know.
Okay. Ervi, Miss Ervi. Okay. How about the bottleneck detector identified? Maybe do you have any explanation about the bottleneck detector identify?
Are we talking about bottleneck detector or spreadsheet verificator?
Okay, maybe we have explanation from Miss Ervi. Miss Ervi? Okay. Mr. Ervi, would you mind to explain your question to Mr. Cheng? Okay. Okay, Mr. Ervi. Okay, maybe we can go to the next question, or maybe their participant want to ask directly to Mr. Cheng, please. Anyone want to ask directly? Okay, if there is no one to ask directly, maybe we will go to the end of this lecture, ladies and gentlemen. All right, we finally come to the end of this lecture. Before I close the lecture, I would like to take the conclusion from what the speaker has presented. Spreadsheet embody Queenstown of programming language, legacy of human intelligence. AI and AI-aided tools are revolutionizing spreadsheet work, very capable and productive. Lots of change in the future, driving by AI, other techniques, and human adoption. And I'd like to thank you very much for Mr. Cheng as a speaker for the informative and interesting presentation, and all the participants for the very active participation. Finally, maybe we can give the applause for Mr. Cheng. And for you all, thank you very much for
Thank
your
you.
attention. See you in the other agenda. It's very great lecture for today. See you in the other agenda. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. And I give decision to Mr. Restu as MC.
Thank you so much to
Thank you, Mr.
Dr. Anita Ahmed Hasim as the moderator for today. And also I would like to say thank you so much. Very big thanks to our speaker today, Mr. Tai Cheng, PhD. So, ladies and gentlemen, we hope you found the information and insight shared by our expert today. And I hope that it can be valuable in the future. To quickly recap some of the main points that we were discussed, we covered many information about AI, based spreadsheet optimization using TenStudio toolsheet. And we hope that this public lecture has provided you with useful information and strategies that you can implement in your own work, in your own activity or something else. Remember, if you have any additional question or want to learn more about the topics we discussed today, please feel free to reach out, to reach our team. So before we say goodbye, we would like to take a moment to thank you, to thank our sponsor who helped make this public lecture possible. First of all, I would like to say thank you so much to our main host, IndoCEISS Banten Province. Also, I would like to say thank you so much to our co-host, IndoCEISS West Nusa Tenggara. We have Ibu Dr. Helna Wardana MCom here. Also, we'd like to say thank you so much to IndoCEISS Central Sulawesi Province, is Kalimantan, and also Papua. And also, I would like to say thank you so much to our university partners. We have Universitas Bayangkara Jakarta Raya, also Universitas Musamus Merauke, Universitas Tadulako, Universitas Bumigora, also Universitas Mula Warman, Universitas Serang Raya Banten, Universitas Matlaul Anwar, Universitas Raharja, Stikom Insan Unggul Banten. Also, thank you so much to Institut Teknologi Tangerang Selatan, or ITTS, STMIK Lombok, Universitas Teknologi Sumbawa, and the last one is STMIK Syekh Zainuddin. We also would like to thank to the audience for their participation and interest in artificial intelligence. We believe that the information presented here will be beneficial to all who attend. We hope that this webinar will inspire you to make action towards your goals. But before we close, I think we can take a picture together. So maybe we can start to take a picture, maybe from Bapak TB. We take a screenshot. 1, 2, 3. All right, done. So as we come to the end of our webinar or a public lecture today, we would like to remind you about the certificate. It will be available 7 days after this public lecture. It will be sent to your own personal